Let's write the program for our lab program 17. What is the problem statement? It is a program to find whether the given number is prime or not. So given a number by the user, we have to find whether that given number is a prime number or not. So let's get started with the explanation. So what is a prime number and how we are going to decide whether the given number is prime or not. So first, what is meant by a prime number? If the given number is only divisible by 1 and itself, then that number is called as a prime number. Now, to find whether the given number is prime or not, what we have to do? What we have to do is, we have to divide the given number starting from 2 to the n minus 1. N is the given number, n minus 1. So let's understand this concept by using this example. So what I am trying to make you understand is, let's assume that the given number is 5. The number given by the user is 5. Now what I have to do is, I have to divide this number starting from 2. Why not 1? Because every number is divisible by 1, so there is no need to consider. And why not the last case, 5 divided by 5? Because every number is divisible by itself. So we are going to avoid all those cases and we are going to find whether the given number is divisible starting from 2 to n minus 1. So here the n is 5 and n minus 1 is 4. So we have to start from 2 and we have to go till 4, and we have to, every time we have to divide the given number by 2, 3, 4. Now if any, in between these possibilities, if any one of them happens to be true, means if it is divisible by 2 or 3 or 4, okay, or all the 3 numbers, so then we are going to say that this given number is not a prime number. To be a prime number, it should be divisible only by 1. So in this case 5 by 1, and it should be divisible only by itself. If any one of them, means if it is divisible by 2 or 3 or 4, then we can say that this is not a prime number. So is the number 5 divisible by 2? No, it is not by 2. When can we say that it is divisible or not? If the remainder we are going to get, if the remainder is going to be 0, then it is divisible. If we are going to get any remainder other than 0, then it is not divisible. So in the case 5 divided by 3, no, it is not. Is 5 divided by 4? No, it is not divisible. So can we say that this is a prime number? Yes, it is a prime number. Okay. Now this is the general approach we are going to write the program. So this is how it is the general approach to write the program for a prime number, but there are many other efficient ways to write the program. So let's get understand how to write the program efficiently. So not only for prime number, if any possibilities, so we have to find all the possibilities and we have to write the program. So how to write the efficient program for prime number is, so the first case is, so the first consideration that we have to make is, so every time what I've said is, we have to start from 2. So let's take this number. So based upon the previous discussion, what is our assumption? So we have to start from 2 and we have to divide the given number until 35. It is n minus 1. So which is 36 minus 1, which is 35. So this is the kind of assumption that we are having, but it is not required for us to do all these divisions, all these factors. Why? Because it is sufficient to make the divisions until the given number by 2. So what does this mean? So the given number by 2, 36 by 2 is 18. Means we have to divide the given number starting from 2 till 18. Means starting from 2 to num divided by 2. Why? Because, so let's take this case. So here if you consider these cases, here we are having all the factors by which the 36 is divisible. So the 36 is divisible by 2 and it is also divisible by 3, 4 and 6. So these are all the factors by which the 36 is divisible. Okay, so now what we need to understand is here the least factor by which the 36 is divisible is 2. So if it is divisible by 2, the maximum, so by which number it is divisible, so which is possible to get a 36, it is 18. For example, if you take the next case 3, it is going to reduce. And if you take the other case 4, this number is still getting reduced. So this is the common logic, right? Means whenever if the number is divisible by the least common possible number, means in our case it is 2, right? We are going to start from 2. If the given number is divisible by the least possible number, which is 2, then it is obviously going to be the number by 2. Try to understand this. Okay, so in our case this is 18. So that is the reason why we don't need to find all the cases from 2 to 35. So all we need to do is it is 2 to 18. So we have to consider this 18 also. Okay, so now all we need to do is we have to do only the division starting from 2 to num by 2. Okay, so the other efficient factor is, for example, if you take this number 36, so once if the number is divisible by 2, is it required to find whether it is divisible by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? No, it is not required, because if a number is divisible by any one of the number between 2 to number minus 1 or number by 2, it is not required to find the remaining factors, right? Only one is sufficient to decide that the given number is not a prime number. So this is the second approach where we have to break from the loop if the given number is divisible by any one number. So these are the two considerations to make our program efficient, because this program is having a lot of scope to ask the interviewer may ask you many questions on this. How can you write this efficiently? So these kind of questions are possible. So let's get started with our program. We will understand the program directly. So we'll see the program and we will understand the program directly. So here first part is variable declarations. So how many variables do we need? The first variable num, I have taken 3 variables, num, I and isPrime. So the first variable num is going to store the number that is given by the user. So that is the use of this variable, and I is a iteration factor for the counter for the loop, and the third variable is isPrime. So this is a flag. We have used flags in our previous programming languages. So previous lab programs, the use of flag is to decide. So it is to make a decision. So we'll see that also. So how the flag is getting used. And the second part is user input. We are asking the user to provide the positive number, and here scanf %d ampersand num. So the number that is provided by the user will get stored in this number, and it is a positive integer. So that's why it is %d. Okay. So now in this program, we are going to find the edge cases. So far in our previous programs, we haven't written the program for the edge cases. Edge cases means we have to make the program, we have to write the program efficiently so that all the cases are to be covered. So that is the if all the cases are covered, every case is what we call it as an edge case. Okay. So now if number is less than or equal to 1, means if the user has given any number which is less than or equal to 1, it is not a prime number. So that is the rule, right? So now what we are going to do is isPrime is equal to, initially isPrime is the flag which is assigned a value of 1. Now we are going to make it 0. If isPrime is 0, if isPrime is 0 means false. The given number is not a prime number. If this condition is true, if the number is less than or equal to 1, it means it itself is stating that this number is not a prime number. So that is the reason what I have done is I have made this flag to 0. In the next case, if the number is greater than 1, now we are going to go into this else part. Now this for loop is going to work. Now here what I have done, I have initialized the value of I, the counter of the loop, to 2, and we are going to iterate it I less than or equal to num divided by 2, the given number divided by 2. Okay, this is what we have discussed, right? So we are going to iterate only half of these numbers. If none of the value happens to be true, so every time we come into the loop, what we are going to do, if the given number is modulus division by I is going to produce an outcome of 0, means if it is producing a remainder of 0, means that number is divisible by that particular counter, means I, right? So number 6 modulus division 2, is it equal to 0? Yes, it is equal to 0. Now what we are going to do is we are going to make isPrime is equal to 0 and we are going to break. So what is the use of this break is, if any one of the case happens to be true, if the given number is divisible by any one of the number, then there is no need for us to find the remaining cases. Means that number is not a prime number. So for that reason I have made this isPrime is equal to 0 and a break has been executed and we came out of, so we are going to come out of this for loop. Now we have come to the final output. Now we are going to decide whether the given number is prime or not. So how that decision is made? It is made by using this variable, flag variable isPrime. So if the isPrime is equal to 1, if it happens to be 1 till this point, it means that the given number is a prime number. So percentage D is a prime number. The given number, which is whatever that is given by the user, which is stored in this num, is a prime number. This else part will get executed where the number is not prime number will get printed. So that's it for this video. See you in the next class with another lab program.